Hello, this video presents key findings from a scientific study analyzing the evolution of suicide rates in Mexico between 1998 and 2021, with a special focus on depression and gender differences among adolescents and young people. Suicide is one of the most serious public health challenges affecting young populations. Understanding who is at higher risk, why, and under what conditions is essential for designing effective prevention strategies. This study combines psychological data with national mortality statistics to provide a comprehensive and evidence-based perspective. The research used three complementary statistical approaches, each serving a different purpose. First, decision tree models using the CHAID method were applied to identify which factors most strongly predict suicidal ideation and suicide attempts among adolescents. Second, mean comparison tests were used to determine whether suicide rates differ significantly between men and women. Finally, time series trend analysis and linear regression were applied to national suicide data from INEGI to examine how suicide rates have evolved over more than 2 decades. Together, these methods allow us not just to describe the problem, but to explain patterns and identify risk profiles. The results are clear and statistically robust. The decision tree analysis shows that depression is the strongest predictor of suicidal ideation and suicide attempts. Adolescents with depressive symptoms are significantly more likely to report suicidal thoughts and previous attempts than those without depression. In fact, the CHAID models classify cases with high accuracy, confirming that depression is not a marginal factor but a central driver of suicide risk. Sex plays a secondary role. For suicidal ideation, depression alone explains most of the risk, while for suicide attempts, depression combined with sex, particularly among young women, becomes critical. The longitudinal analysis reveals another alarming pattern. Although men consistently show higher absolute numbers of suicides, suicide rates among women have grown faster over time. Between 1998 and 2021, suicide rates increased by over 240% in women compared to about 176% in men. This means that while men remain the most affected in absolute terms, the relative increase is sharper among women, signaling a rapidly emerging risk. In simple terms, the evidence shows two things. First, depression is a key warning signal that must be detected early, especially in adolescents. Second, prevention strategies must be gender sensitive because risk patterns differ between men and women. Ignoring these differences means missing the groups where risk is growing fastest. In conclusion, suicide prevention requires early detection of depression, reliable data, and targeted public policies. Evidence like this is essential to turn awareness into effective action. This study was conducted by Cesar Omar Sepúlveda Moreno, Iran Avelino Núñez Valenzuela, Roman Rojo Urrea, and Daniel González Lomeli. The article is published in Psicología desde el Caribe and is available online, and the DOI for full access is available in the video description. Thank you.